My name is Dr. Daryl John Gatlin, and this lecture is part of a course that I teach at Harbor Community College, Los Angeles Harbor Community College, entitled History 87, Modern World History. The course is designed to go from the year 1500 CE to the present. And when I say the present, I mean the present, today. And so that will be the focus of this course, actually, is the modern world, trying to understand how the modern world got to be the way it is, the shape and the political dimensions, the geopolitical realities of the modern world. How did this come about? And the only way to understand that, and get an answer for that question, is from studying the history. And particularly today, the history of the most important nations in the modern world, economically, politically, and militarily. We're going to, in this course, be lit, as the course title indicates, it's world history. So therefore, we cover the entire world, and that's a big task. And we will be subdividing the world down into its continents. And the continents, of course, all have important players. Every continent has a more important player than some other players, some other nations. And the first continent, we're going to need to know where the most important nations in that continent are located for our map quiz, which will occur in about 3 weeks, is Asia. The most important nation in Asia today, as we all know, is the People's Republic of China, the PRC as it is known. It is the largest nation in the world in terms of population, and certainly one of the major economic powers, maybe the second, or some say maybe third most important economy in the world, and certainly a major military power in the world today. And within Asia, there is no power as big and as powerful and as rich as the People's Republic of China. Anytime you encounter a nation that has the People's Republic in its title, like the People's Republic of North Vietnam, or the People's Republic of Vietnam, or at one time the People's Republic of the Congo, it means that that government is communist or socialist. And as we know, China, mainland China, the People's Republic of China is communist China as well. And it's going to be a very important part of our course. The next item on our list, number 2, is known as Taiwan. You will see its proximity to mainland China. And the people who live on the island of China today, of Taiwan, China today, were mostly formerly from the mainland, who migrated over to Taiwan after 1949. In 1949, the communists won a long and bitter civil war against the nationalist Chinese. The communists were led by Mao Zedong. The nationalists were led by a leader named Chiang Kai-shek. In 1949, when Chiang Kai-shek's forces, the nationalist forces lost, the anti-communist forces lost the Civil War. In 1949, Mao Zedong declared the creation of the People's Republic of China, and Chiang Kai-shek declared the creation of Taiwan, China. Anti-communist China. There have been tensions, political, military tensions between these two ever since 1949. And the United States has gotten involved in this at certain points. There was at one point the possibility of nuclear war between these two back in the 1950s, as a matter of fact. And we'll explain that all to you in the future of this course. The next item in Asia, the important location that we will need to know about for our understanding of the modern world is the Philippines. Until 1896, the Philippines were independent, but in 1896, they became a colony of the United States and stayed a colony of the United States until 1947. Much of the United States' conflict with Japan in World War II in the Pacific Ocean had the Philippines as the center of it. Many famous battles in World War II take place in the Philippines, as we shall see. The next item on our list of learning about the locations of places in Asia, and I think it's very important that we get a mental map in our minds of where places in the world are. And so with that in mind, the next location will be Korea. The United States became very much involved with Korea in the period after World War II. And there was a war between North Korea and South Korea that lasted until 1953, from 1950 until 1953. Then Korea was split in 1953 at the 38th parallel. North Korea is now an independent nation. South Korea is now an independent nation, and the tensions between those two are constant and ongoing. North Korea, being communist, is one of the big enemies of the United States in the world today. South Korea, being anti-communist, and because of its strategic location, is one of the great friends of the United States today. Our next location that you'll need to know for your map quiz, be able to locate, is Vietnam. The People's Republic of Vietnam. At one point, until 1975, Vietnam was cut in half and was two separate nations at what's called the 17th parallel. But in 1975, for reasons we'll explain to you later on, the nation was reunified into one. There was, of course, the United States involvement in the Vietnam War, and the North won that war. The communist North won that war and took over all of Vietnam. And of course, there's been ongoing tensions between the two ever since. The next location on our map that will be important for you to find and know and have a mental image in your mind of is India. India, of course, is one of the world's emerging economic powers, if you want to call it that. And India, of course, is a nation that it has nuclear weapons, and it finds itself in a constant state of undeclared warfare, but warfare nonetheless, against its northwestern neighbor, Pakistan. And Pakistan, which is Islamic, and India, which is largely Hindu, have an ongoing crisis today over this region of northern India here called Kashmir. And that has figured in the news prominently and not too long ago, as a matter of fact. And so you'll need to know where India is located. And Pakistan as well, but we'll put that into the Middle East, because the Indus River is where West and Eastern cultures meet. The Western world and the Eastern world meet right here at the Indus River. Islam is a Western civilization religion. Hinduism is an Eastern civilization religion. The next item we'll need to locate for our map quiz will be an area called Oceania. Oceania is considered by some geographers, anthropologists, historians, to be a continent. Although it is a non-contiguous continent, the lands don't touch. There are all these islands out here in the Pacific Ocean, and where the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean meet, and all of these islands out there, that's Oceania. Australia, New Zealand, Tasmania is a state in Australia, New Guinea, Indonesia, parts of Malaysia, the Philippines, Micronesia, Macronesia, out here in the Pacific, all very important islands in World War II, as we shall see, the conflict between the United States and Japan. And so all of this is Oceania, and yes, very important in the